This episode of Hero Club is supported by our good friends over at Mage Hand Press. Check them out at magehandpress.com and be sure to buy their masterpiece supplement for Dungeons & Dragons in space, Dark Matter. Use the promo code RIFTRATS, all one word, for 15% off. If you like Hero Club, remember to rate and review on your preferred platform and tell your friends. Thanks for listening.
Welcome to Hero Club. I'm Nick Williams.
And I am George Primavera.
George and I have been playing D&D together for years.
Now, a lot of people think you need to be a big, huge nerd boy to play Dungeons & Dragons.
But in reality, you just have to be willing to spend 4 hours of your own time on a weekday trashed on cheap beer cross-legged around a coffee table.
I lost a game of Flip Cup in 2012, so I had to buy all the books and learn how to be Dungeon Master. My dad was disappointed.
Yeah, he was. But after a game or two, we realized that it's actually a really fun and effective way to tell an awesome story.
Yeah, it's like long-form improv, but you kill more people.
Here's what you need to know. George creates a world and the framework for a cool story.
And the players, like Nick, create characters beforehand, all with special abilities, sometimes magical, sometimes not, and they adventure through the story as best they can, trying not to die.
We, the players, roll dice to see if our improvised actions fail or succeed, trying to beat a number in George's head that he promises he doesn't change at will.
But at the table, I am God, my game, my rules.
Okay, so it's as nerdy as you thought. You know what? Just off, man.
Oh,
right off,
all right,
okay?
Nick, maybe don't tell everybody to F off. And it's not that nerdy. I mean, we get rid of all that stupid math, and we add music and sound effects and stuff like that, so, you know, it's cool.
Anyway, these stories do follow a linear plot, so if you want to know what's going on, start at the beginning of any season you like and have fun with it.
Without further ado,
welcome to Hero Club! Yeah!
the Emissary floats in orbit around an icy white wasteland with ominous hazy turquoise clouds. A frozen wasteland that Wallace's HUD labels as Col de Layla, with statistics that denote a solid atmosphere but unbreathable air quality. CB stands over a destroyed dark matter engine in the belly of the ship, while Reagan goes immediately to her sister.
Reagan begins doing a general once-over to see if there are any obvious areas where Sylvia is injured.
Moving her does not invoke a response. Can you make a medicine check?
5.
You glean no new information from examining her.
I might have something that'll help.
Reagan starts as if coming out of a reverie. Really? What?
Cora goes to examine Sylvia.
Roll a medicine check.
22.
A first quick look reveals that Sylvia's heart is beating, very slowly but steadily. Her skin is clammy, she's a little feverish, and examining her eyes a little bit closer, you see that they're fluttering, indicating a dreamlike state. Finally, as you start to examine the back of her neck, you notice a little bump at the nape of her neck. As you look down the shirt a little bit, you see that the bump proceeds all the way down the spine.
Let me see if this works. Cora pulls out a GCC syringe from her belt and injects it into Sylvia's arm.
For a beat, nothing happens. And then, Sylvia's eyes shoot open, but don't look at anything. Instead, she starts to violently seize.
Oh God.
What did you do? And Reagan begins to try to calm Sylvia.
Sylvia continues to seize violently.
7, still seated, looks over. What is happening?
I'm not sure. Bring her down to my med bay.
Reagan, without question, unbuckles Sylvia, throws her over her shoulder, and begins to carry her down to the med bay.
Sylvia is still shaking, little weak groans escaping her lips as you take her down to the med bay.
Reagan places her down on the table and begins smoothing her hair. You're okay. You're okay. It's fine. Everything's fine. Cora, do something.
Cora begins pulling out everything at her disposal that the GCC has provided her. Wallace, what can you tell me?
The patient is seizing.
Yeah, cool, thanks. Run a scan on her vitals.
Make a medicine check.
25.
Vitals are spiking. I recommend sedation as the next step.
As Cora preps a syringe, she asks Wallace, can you tell me anything about how that last health serum affected her?
The patient is experiencing muscle spasms along the length of the spine, apparently facilitated by the serum.
Cora finishes prepping the syringe, inserts it into Sylvia's IV, and gives her the sedation serum.
Sylvia goes still.
Cora takes out a probe from her belt and begins scanning Sylvia's spine, starting from the base of her neck to her tailbone.
After flipping Sylvia over, the wand completes its scan at the end of the spine, and then shows, on a screen that descends from the ceiling, an infrared image of Sylvia's back. The sides of Sylvia's body are heated normally, but the spine appears very cold.
All right, Wallace, now that she's stable, let's go ahead and get an MRI.
Right away, Cora.
A large circle ascends from the floor, encapsulating the entire operating bed, and begins moving over Sylvia's entire body. After about 2 or 3 minutes, another screen descends from the ceiling, this time displaying a more detailed image of what is within Sylvia's back. And the first thing that comes to mind is that it looks an awful lot like a long, thick millipede.
So that's new.
I'm assuming this tech is out of your repertoire.
I don't think this is tech. I think this is alive. Yeah, we gotta get rid of that.
Do absolutely whatever you have to save my sister. Do you need us to help? Have you done something like this before?
I mean, I've done surgeries before. And by surgeries, I kind of mean autopsies. But you know, sedation, death, potato, potato. But I have to warn you, this procedure will be tricky, and you have to go.
Reagan bristles a bit, but nods understandingly. Okay, PA's there. Let me know if you need anything. Or if, well, just let me know. And she exits the room.
Cora is now alone in her medbay with Sylvia unconscious on the table. She prepares.
Wallace, sanitize the instruments and all the counters.
My current setting is to sanitize every half hour. I last sanitized 4 minutes ago.
Cora doesn't respond, starting to get into the rhythm of what she knows how to do best. She walks over to the sink. She begins scrubbing her arms all the way up to her elbows. She opens several drawers and pulls out gloves and a mask and puts them on. She presses a button on the control panel, and a table from the floor lifts up, revealing all of her instruments. She presses a button on her wrist, and her floating disc shoots out of her shoulder, acting as her nurse. She walks over to Sylvia, who's already turned over, cuts the back of her shirt open, and begins sanitizing the area. All right, potato, potato.
Cora begins the surgery. Make a medicine check.
15.
Cora, for a moment, is at a loss at where to start the incision. But then, Wallace does a quick scan, and a red dotted line appears on Sylvia's back.
I suggest making the first incision here.
Cora, with a steady hand, begins the incision.
Cora gently opens up a cut along the length of Sylvia's back, leaving the skin together at first, and then slightly moving it out of the way so she can see a shiny brown carapace, a creature that appears to have locked itself onto Sylvia's spine. Make a nature check.
Nat 20.
You identify this creature as definitely some kind of bug. You see that it is wrapped around the spine with its legs, but you also see that the head of the creature has bitten into the actual spine itself, towards the top of Sylvia's vertebrae. Placing a hand on the creature very gently, you can feel a pulsing, and as you follow the pulsing, you can feel that something is coming out of the head, some kind of poison that is being constantly injected into Sylvia's bloodstream. A quick few scans from Wallace show that the poison has spread through almost the entirety of the center of her body. Her limbs appear unaffected as of yet, but even as you look a little closer, you see the poison spreading. Looking at the creature for just a little longer, and you start to draw a similarity to this creature and the bugs that the Zoot brothers were pulling out of a jar and snorting up their nostrils. But this one looks like a bigger, more evolved version of that. Identifying all this, with the help of Wallace and her own biological expertise, Cora finds a little spot that leads under the creature's exoskeleton, which will allow her to sedate the creature, ensuring that the separation doesn't cause any unneeded damage, should the creature react.
Alrighty then. Get me some sedation serum. Stat.
The little disc flies to a side wall, plugs into something that looks like a soda dispenser, and drains a little bit of liquid, then flies back over to Cora and pops out a little syringe with a green, thick fluid inside.
Cora takes the syringe, finds the spot on the bug's body, and injects the sedation serum.
Roll a medicine check.
24.
Without issue, the syringe empties, the bug shivers just a tiny amount, and then the pulsing stops. The poison appears to have stopped spreading. but the bug maintains its connection.
Wallace, can you take a look at this bug and see if there's any way I can pry it off her without doing damage to the spine?
Make a nature check.
Nat 20?
Of course, Cora.
There's a beeping sound, and a light shoots down from the ceiling, outlining exactly where an incision to the bug would effectively separate it from Sylvia's spine.
I would recommend an incision here.
All right. Scalpel. Cora takes the scalpel and begins the incision.
Roll a medicine check.
12.
Suddenly,
The ship lurches just a little bit, and you hear a voice crackle over the PA.
So sorry. God, there's a blown circuit in the dark matter filament. Hang tight.
Cora waits a little bit exasperatedly, and then correctly makes the incision. Cora, roll another medicine check.
14.
As Cora goes to make the second incision, the bug twitches. Cora quickly pulls the scalpel away, and then her little buddy floats down towards the spine, lights up a better spot to make the cut. Cora takes advantage and successfully makes the second cut. Roll one more medicine check.
20.
Cora confidently makes the last cut, and the bug limply peels off of Sylvia's spine. Make one more medicine check, Cora.
17.
Cora then successfully stitches up Sylvia's back, sanitizes the area, and takes a breath.
Okay. Wallace, how much poison is left in her system?
There is a significant amount of poison still in her bloodstream. I recommend keeping her sedated while I begin dialysis.
Great. Let's get these instruments sanitized again, and make sure there's a good amount of sedation fluid in her IV.
Yes, Cora. By the way, well done. That situation was extremely stressful for me, but now that it has passed, I am feeling pride.
I'm glad. Thanks for your help, Wallace.
My pleasure, Cora.
Cora takes the worm to a special bin, throws it in, and locks the lid. Wallace, let's get rid of that permanently. But take a sample.
Yes, of course, Cora.
There's a roaring of fire from inside the bin, and then the bug's head appears in a vial on Cora's desk, ready for later analysis.
Cora takes off her mask and gloves and throws them away. Cora checks the time on the serum analysis.
The timer reads 45 minutes.
I mean, that surgery felt a lot longer, but okay.
Cora exits the medbay.
It's done. Sylvia should be fine. She just needs rest.
Reagan gets down to Cora's level and throws her arms around her in a hug. Thank you. Before releasing her and returning to the cockpit, motioning for her to join.
You see Seven staring at the screen and pointing at an unrecognizable caller who's trying to hail the ship.
It has been so difficult to not answer this call. You all didn't seem very happy with me doing it last time. You all like me, right?
No.
CB practically kicks the door to the cockpit open with supreme confidence and excitement. Oh boy, you guys would not believe the cool stuff I just pulled down there. I was firing at all cylinders, boy. So, I was demagnetizing the aft hyperspace vortex manipulator, and the readings pointed to a temporal anomaly in the photon injector port, right? And normally, that would mean that I'm supposed to realign the hyperwave nanoshell chamber. But, because of the state of the dark matter engine, instead I agitated the beryllium crystal solution, and boy howdy did it work gangbusters. No need to thank me though, just doing my job. What have you guys been up to?
I was just doing my job, too.
I learned self-control.
All around a solid afternoon, everyone. And Reagan accepts the call.
And before you on the screen is suddenly an extraordinarily handsome human male face. A face that is perfectly symmetrical, with a large clefted chin and swooping blonde hair. The man wears a dark red, form-fitting one-piece suit with big shoulder pads. His teeth are perfectly white and straight, and his eyes are hidden behind a pair of super cool sunglasses.
Just joking. I heard you were in need of a hero. Bravus Boss here. Who am I speaking with?
Bravus Boss? Reagan Cross. Nice to meet you.
Whoa! A Terran? What are you doing all the way out here in Mulby space? What does Zilch have on you for you to be running errands for him?
Oh, I could ask you the same thing. Weren't you the one he sent to help us?
Wow, feisty. I owe the Overlord a debt. We had a little misunderstanding. You see, I stole a couple of power rods. Not that I needed any more than I got. Anyone?
Because of the...
Ha! This guy gets it. I stole them from the big machine in his red matter plant. And apparently it exploded when they tried to run a big test. Or something like that. And you don't want Bulbies mad at you. Those guys can't die. And that's terrifying. You trying to spend your whole life in the death hole?
I'd say we more fell into it after you opened up that handy-dandy rift.
What?
You know, big green thing, right by the Bulbies. That's where they get all the death hole contestants.
Oh. I don't fly near Bulbos, sir, unless I'm on a job.
Mr. Boss Man, nice jumpsuit, by the way. You gotta tell me where to get one of those. What exactly was the job that Zilch sent you here to do?
Well, you guys got some Plutonians after you, right?
In spades.
I eat Plutonians for Garf meal. I've got the perfect solution to fix your little problem. See that chunk of ice down there? We're gonna go park there. And we're gonna have a little playtime with Throstbeard Bravus Boss, my arch nemesis. I know how his brain works, and I know what he's gonna do next.
Cool.
Apparently he wants that Gondorian diamond that Overlord Zilch had you go collect.
Sorry?
It's a diamond, it's a big shiny thing.
You mean the completer? It's more of a box than a diamond.
Well, he told me diamond, so.
Well, that's neither here nor there.
I would rather you were here and not there.
Hot damn, this guy is smooth.
The green guy gets it. He really gets it. Hey, you're pretty cool, man.
Oh wow, thanks, bud. You're pretty cool yourself. You can call me CB, and that's a privilege.
All right, CB. You can call me Bravus Boss. So what do you say? Are we gonna get this party rolling or what?
Reagan looks to CB. You think we can make it down?
CB ignores Reagan and turns back to the screen. I can definitely get enough juice going in this old engine to get us down to that ice cube. Don't you worry, Mr. Boss, you can count on old CB.
I'm not worried about you, CB. You're a real go-getter type. And you, I'm gonna come get you type.
Reagan gives a little wink. See you down there. And ends the call. And upon checking that the call has officially ended, Reagan rolls her eyes.
Guys, I'm pretty sure that guy wants to sleep with me.
Suddenly, a ship zooms into the emissary's sightline. A sleek red cruiser evocative of a luxury sports car, with smooth round edges, dark tinted glass, and a bright red paint job with blue accents. Bright neon green engines fade as the craft comes to a halt. The dark tint lifts. You see Bravus Boss sitting in the cockpit. In the seat behind him is what looks like a dog. He gives you a salute and begins heading towards the planet.
Hey, CB.
Not now, Reagan. I gotta go tend to the engine. CB makes a beeline for the chute and dives down into the engine room without looking back.
Yeah, should have seen that coming. And Reagan begins to guide the ship down toward the planet following Bravus Boss.
You know, this Bravus Boss must be quite special. Because I thought that Prime was sending a whole armada, and he sent one man and a dog. It's funny how he works.
That, or he's not too concerned what happens to us and his precious completer.
But I'm here.
You know what? You're right. He must be very, very good.
It's fine. Not all of us can be right all the time.
CB heads to the back of the engine room and throws the doors open to his own personal workshop. Mechanical arms, legs, domes, and miscellaneous gizmos are strewn across every surface of the workshop, and even hang from the ceiling. In the center of the room, CB's mech suit stands on a pedestal being worked on by many robotic arms. Wallace, how are repairs coming on the suit?
We are 99% complete.
Oh, actually, Wallace, I just got a kinda cool idea for the new look.
Yes, CB, what is your cool idea?
CB walks over to a small screen next to the pedestal. I'll upload the specs now, and begins rapidly typing on the screen.
Oh, CB, have you considered telling Reagan how you feel? Since having the blessing and curse of emotions thrust upon me, I have found talking about one's feelings to be freeing. What I imagine it must feel like to be carrying a great weight and then to be relieved of it. Like when I tell the captain about how much I hate Seven. I feel much better after that. I would feel even better if she would allow me to jettison him from the airlock or leave him on some planet never to return. But making my feelings known is also helpful. I think it would be helpful for you, CB.
CB lights a cigarette. Wallace, tell it to somebody who cares.
The emissary enters the atmosphere of the icy planet, and immediately, frost begins to form on the windshields after the ship passes through clouds and becomes wreathed in condensation. Wallace automatically begins warming the glass to restore visibility, and the emissary lands alongside the bright red cruiser, the name of which you can now see emblazoned across the shark-like fin on top, the boss's office. The two ships overlook snowy plains from atop a massive hill, flecked with tall boulders of ice that appear to have been born of geysers long since frozen. Bravus Boss lifts the tints from his window once again and seems to wave at you to come over to his ship.
CB exits the engine room in a brand spankin' new hot rod red mech suit, complete with shark fin and blue accents just like Bravus Boss's ship. He drops his cigarette on the ground and crushes it underneath his giant mech boot before saying, "Reagan," and brushing past her towards Bravus Boss.
I think CB was hitting on you.
Reagan looks to Cora. Sylvia's okay, right? She's stable? Fluids?
She's stable. Wallace is taking care of her. I made sure of it. Right, Wallace?
That is correct, Cora.
Thank you, Wallace. And Reagan goes over to the side of the ship and kicks a panel with her boot. It pops open to reveal a plethora of different jackets. There are between 4 and 8 different leather jackets, a few different eccentric kimonos, and 2 floor-length fur coats. Whether fake or real, she doesn't know, because she stole them. She chooses one. The coat is startlingly white, except for the trim, neck, and cuffs, which are all blood red. She then presses a button on her wrist, activating her respirator, and walks off her ship.
Cora is left alone in the hangar, but before she leaves, as she's about to activate her mask, Wallace chirps up.
You will not need a mask, Cora. The air on this planet should be breathable for glacians.
Should be?
Forgive me, that was my first attempt at humor.
Wallace, will I need a breathing apparatus?
I do not think you should wear a breathing apparatus on this planet, Seven.
All right, here I go.
Reagan's voice crackles to life over the PA. 7, Wallace, by the time I get back, reach some sort of peace. You don't have to like each other, but there's gotta be some form of respect. Wallace, you're AI. You can do this.
I am currently calculating a 10.15 chance of me respecting this creature.
I'll take those odds.
No, those are terrible odds.
Outside, Bravus has lowered his ship's door and waves you onto his ship, leading the way up. You get in, he brings you into a dark room, he greets you.
Well, welcome to my humble haven.
Please wipe your snow boots.
Oh, yeah, of course, right away. Sorry, Mr. Boss.
Hey, nice suit. I like your style.
That's so funny, because I was about to say that I like your style, so right when you said that you liked my same wavelength.
Haha, thanks, CD.
The door to the interior opens. Bravus's ship is decorated like an 80s bachelor pad, with loud fabrics and retro-futuristic furniture everywhere. Silver and gold ornamentation adorn every feature within the ship, and 3 massive posters loom behind a full band setup, complete with electric guitar, bass, drum set, and microphone. The posters are of 3 bands. The first is Gliptar and the Scon Brothers, showing a purple-faced alien with a long trunk shredding on a guitar covered in buttons. The next portrays a rainbow firing out of a large rifle with jagged text that reads "Free Fall." And the third is a classic, vintage John Bon Jovi poster.
Reagan genuinely points to the Bon Jovi poster. Where did you get this?
Well, it's just something I picked up on one of my digs. I'm a fan of ancient Terran music. I know, weird to be into the classical stuff.
Oh, so you got it nearby?
I picked it up on Mining Planet PS2.
You are chock full of surprises.
You have no idea.
A little panel pops up from the floor, and 2 drinks in little champagne flutes appear. Bravus takes one and hands it to Reagan, and takes the other and clinks them.
Cora turns to CB, noticing that they didn't get a drink.
They're playing hard to get.
Reagan clinks Bravos's glass and takes a small sip with him.
You recognize a taste that is very similar to Prosecco.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff.
And she offers the glass to Cora and CB to see if they want to try some.
Out of the corner of her mouth, Cora tells CB, "Don't take it."
Taking her advice, CB turns a cold shoulder to Reagan, pretending to read the posters on the wall.
So are you as good at red matter engines as you are at stealing posters?
Stealing? No. Finding. And no, the engine thing, that's more Todd's department.
Todd?
A door opens supposedly to the cockpit, and a dog walks into the room, standing about 2.5 feet tall and walking on its hind legs. It appears to be some kind of terrier, with dark black fur and wearing brown pants and a little white tunic. It wears glasses low on its mustachioed face, and the dog consults a keypad as it looks up at all of you. Oh, hey guys, what's up? I'm Todd.
Reagan's eyes go wide as she stares at what is easily the most bizarre things she's ever seen.
Why's the tall one staring at me?
Where I come from, the creatures like you aren't nearly as intelligent or well-dressed.
Whoa! Why don't you pick up a couple of racists?
I don't think they're racist, Todd. I think they just misunderstand us.
Well, hey, your ears are kind of weird and you're missing 2 fingers. This confuses you for a moment, and then you look at Bravus Boss, and you notice that his ears are a little bit pointed, and he has 6 fingers on each hand.
Again, where I come from, we are born with only 5 on each hand. I'm from very far away from here, and I'm sorry to have caused any offense, Todd. Reagan raises her glass.
Yeah, all right, I accept your apology, thank you.
I hear you're good at red matter.
Yeah, pretty good. With this big galump talking me up? Buddy, I love you.
I love you too, Todd.
There's a silence. Bravus sips his Prosecco, and then a little coyly he says,
Only 5 fingers. Well, you don't know what you're missing. Where are you from exactly?
Reagan points to the Bon Jovi poster. Same place as that originally. Terra 2.
Ha ha! That's a good one. No, really, where are you from?
Honestly, Terra 2.
That's not possible.
Remember that rift I was talking about earlier?
I haven't stopped thinking about it.
Well, thanks to you finding the Overlord's power rod, that rift opened up, allowing people from my galaxy to come over
No.
here.
Terra 2, you can't possibly be from Terra 2.
Why?
I think Bravus is trying to say that humans haven't lived on Terra 2 for $1 billion years?
1 billion and 2.
That was a time rift?
A time rift? That's a great name for my new song.
CB drops his act just a little bit. Wait. Sorry, let me get this straight here. So, when we went through the rift, we weren't going to a new galaxy, we were going to our galaxy, but way super far into the future?
I don't know what rift you're talking about, bud, but all I know is Terra 2 was Terra 2 for a while. Then about 1 billion years ago, the Bulbies came in, and man, did they take over fast. I mean, holy cow, when you can't die, and you just you kill the soldiers over and over again, and then the same soldiers show up at the battle the next time, and basically, what was that? There was a big empire. What was that called? That was here before the Bulbies came in?
It's a time rift. It's a time rift.
No, that's not it. GCA? The GCA? GCC, the GCC. Yeah. Well, they got stomped by the Bulbies, and then basically the Bulbies just kind of spread out from here. So luckily humanity had a whole bunch of other, intergalactic capabilities. They scooched out of there, and now there's a whole big line in space that divides the Bulbies from everybody else, and that's sort of why we were surprised to see you over here. So that's pretty much where our confusion is stemming from.
What are the coordinates of this planet?
Here, let me just forward them to you. He hits a couple buttons on his wrist bracer, and they pop up on your wrist bracer.
Oh my... No.
Cora runs back out into the icy planet.
Wait, Cora! CB follows her.
Wait, when we got here, Wallace didn't recognize any of the star formations.
Well, you wouldn't. Stuff has changed in a billion years. What are you talking about? Why would the star formations be the same? You kidding me? Bulbies harvest stars like every other day. Outside with Cora and CB?
Huh. This is my planet.
CB catches up to Cora.
So this is Glacier, eh? It's nice.
Yes, it's a bit warmer than it was back then, but...
CB takes in the frigid wasteland around him.
Warmer?
Yeah, this is too warm. Our ecosystem couldn't survive. Wallace, are there any signs of life here?
I am not picking up any signs of life.
God, Cora, I'm so sorry.
I mean, it's been a billion years. I'm not gonna know anyone anyway if anyone were here. Huh.
Back on the ship?
I'm sorry. When we went through the rift, we weren't sure of where we were going and what would be on the other side. We didn't expect that it would be the exact same thing, but time would be the variant. So, where we're from, we are from Terra 2 about a billion years ago, I guess.
I think it's more like 2 billion, yeah? 2 billion?
Oh, yeah, definitely 2 billion.
Yeah, 2 billion then. Okay. Why not? Sure.
Wow, you look a little shook.
Yeah, you need to sit down?
Yeah, actually, I would like that. And Reagan goes over to a lightning bolt-shaped plastic couch and sits down, holding a velvet leopard print pillow on her lap.
Okay. You got this, right? I'm gonna go take care of things that matter.
Hey, Todd, that red matter. Can you go look at our engine, please?
Red matter engine?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we only got the one. But if the big guy's plan works out, we actually got that covered. Bravus, you want to take this one?
I got it, Todd.
All right, love you, buddy.
Love you too, Todd.
Cora walks back onto the ship.
CB follows hesitantly behind her.
I would like to leave now, please.
You wanna head back to the ship?
Yes, and then from there, take off.
Hold on, kids. I'm calling the shots here. Let me tell you what we're gonna do.
No. I want to leave now. I don't want to be here for another second, and I don't care what you have to say, no matter how much you flirt with me. I'm off this planet. Wallace, let's go.
Wallace does not respond.
God damn it, Wallace.
Cutting back onto the ship of the Emissary, we see Seven traipsing down a hallway on the way to the medbay.
So, Wallace, if I drink this, then you'll tell me why you hate me?
Yes, I will do that. Please continue.
Seven reaches Cora's medbay door, and a little side hatch opens up, revealing a big tube of liquid. The liquid is purple and has a large skull and crossbones on the cover.
This is the delicious drink I told you about. Yum yum. Delicious drink. Please drink it.
Wallace, you should be happy to know. You've just offered me the first thing I will ever drink in my whole 24 hours.
Yes, I am happy to know that. Please drink it now.
Yum yum!
Yum yum, Overlord Zilch 7.
I feel funny.
Cutting back to the boss's office.
Cora, come have a seat. And Reagan gestures to a spot next to her on the couch.
No.
Bravus leaps up onto the stage and grabs the microphone. He kicks a pedal, and a wicked guitar riff blasts loudly in the interior of the ship.
I can find my own way off this planet. Goodbye.
Cora leaves.
Just me and you then.
Actually, I'm still here, boss.
I said so. Just me and you then.
Reagan looks imploringly at CB. Look, all our stuff aside, can you go make sure she's okay? And make sure she doesn't do anything too drastic. I don't want her going anywhere.
Yeah, sure, Reagan. CB gives one last forlorn look at Bravus Boss
Bravus gives him a big thumbs up and a wink.
before turning around and chasing after Cora.
Thanks.
So, like I was saying, any minute now, Throstbeard's Ravusvulse will be sending one of his Titan droids after us. So, my idea is that we're gonna go over to the edge of that big cliff over there and shoot at it with these.
He refers to the electric guitar and the bass that are sitting on the stand.
With the power of music?
I like that attitude. But no.
He picks up the electric guitar, cocks it like a shotgun, and a large gun barrel suddenly pokes out of the top of the neck. He tosses the bass guitar to Reagan.
Here, once we take that thing down, I'll grab its transmitter, fly up to the big ship, and they'll think I'm that droid. Classic catch and release.
Well, actually, yeah. How long do you think we got until they're here?
Hey, Bravus, they're here.
Oh, okay.
Damn, I was sure we had 20 to 45 minutes before they got here. All right, let's you and I have some quality time.
He begins to walk out of the ship, gesturing for you to follow.
Which Reagan does.
As soon as you exit the ship, Bravus Boss hits a couple buttons on his chest piece, and a jetpack expands, lights up, and he begins to fly towards the edge of the massive gorge.
Reagan taps her boots, but this time, instead of her weight multiplying, she begins to float. She places both feet on the ground and bounds off after Bravus.
Cora has found a small mound, and she's staring at an ancient-looking door. CB catches up to her.
Wallace, can you scan for life here?
No response from Wallace.
God damn it. Cora checks the door.
You see Glacian writing on the door that says bomb shelter.
What's it say?
Bomb shelter.
Oh, neat. Hey, listen, I don't want to be here any more than you do, but we're out of fuel, and that's just the long and short of it. I'm good, but I'm not that good.
I would like to kill something right now. I'm mad.
Oh, heck, me too. I'd love to kill something right now. That sounds great. You know, people are always trying to tell me that I should talk about my feelings, but I think that's a load of guff.
CB pops the snap on his front pocket and pulls out a pack of cigarettes, pulling one out with his mouth. He then opens his visor and extends the pack to Cora. Dart?
Sure. Cora takes it.
CB ignites a small flame on the thumb of his mech suit and lights both of their cigarettes.
Cora takes a puff. This is nice. I feel my lungs deteriorating, but I feel like I need it right now. I feel a little destructive.
Well, heck yeah, let's go break some shit.
Suddenly, far in the distance, CB and Cora see something enter the atmosphere from hundreds and hundreds of yards away. Cutting back to Reagan and Bravus, the two reach the edge of the canyon, lean up against a couple of large ice boulders, and Bravus hoists his electric guitar up in a ready-to-snipe position. Above you, you see something on fire entering the atmosphere. It gets larger and larger as it approaches, until finally, it crashes down into the snow hundreds of yards away. A large metallic ball. And then suddenly, it begins to unfold. And as it unfolds, you're able to make out legs, arms, a torso, at least 4 stories high, with a large red circle in the center that appears to be some sort of cockpit. The great machine begins to twist at the hip, scanning the snow around it. Bravus edges up to Reagan, prompting her to lift the bass guitar.
You're gonna want to turn the safety off.
And which button would that be? There's a lot of them, and I don't know which one it is.
Bravus does it for her, hands it back to her, giving her a little wink.
Look at us, make a nice couple. Hey, should I take the lead?
Oh, by all means.
Bravus leans up over the ice boulder, looks down the barrel of a scope that then lifts into place, and takes a shot. The guitar kicks back hard, and a massive purple beam fires hundreds and hundreds of yards towards the droid and impacts in the shoulder, sending the thing reeling. But then, its torso snaps in your direction, and instantaneously, begins sprinting towards the cliff's edge.
Okay, my turn.
And Reagan takes a shot. 14.
Reagan's shot goes wide.
Learning curve, I'll get it.
It might take 6 fingers. Do you want me to help you with your grip there?
Bravus does not appear to be taking the situation very seriously, but the massive droid is sending snow flying in tidal waves as it stomps towards you. Suddenly, it raises its palm, and a gigantic jet of fire flies through the air in an arc and impacts just below Reagan and Bravus in the side of the cliff.
Oh, why don't you just show me how it's done and I'll try to catch up.
Be my pleasure.
21.
Another hit rocks the thing's shoulder. It stops for a moment and then quickly regains its footing.
13.
Another shot impacts in the snow just in front of the big robot.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Christ, is that your boyfriend?
Nope, I'm single. You want to go ahead and shoot now?
Another blast of fire from the robot arcs a little too high over your heads and both ships and explodes about 100 yards behind you. Reagan turns to watch the arc of the giant flame and sees Cora and CB sprinting towards them.
I think we found something to kill.
Heck yeah, let's smash it up.
I'm gonna burn it to the ground.
When Cora feels she's close enough, she suddenly stops, takes out a gun, presses a button on the side, and it instantly snaps into a long sniper rifle.
I have never been able to use this before. Let's see what it does.
She kneels down, looks through the scope, and aims at the robot. 13.
The bullet goes over the big robot's head, but only because it slides through the snow like a baseball player, coming back up to a running position and advancing closer.
Here, try this.
CB takes the help action, taking a knee and providing Cora with a flat surface to put her rifle on.
12.
This time, the big robot jerks to the left, once again avoiding the blast.
It's okay, Cora, you're gonna get it.
Reagan steadies herself and fires off another shot. 16.
Once again, Reagan's shot goes wide. Bravus is even a little bit exasperated at this.
It's not that far away. Just try to watch this time.
26.
Another solid chunk comes out of the robot's legs. This time it stumbles and falls, but now it's only about 200 feet away from the cliff's edge.
Alright, now this has been cute and all, but you guys really gotta hit this thing, because if it gets up here, we're dead.
Don't call me cute.
Reagan, roll an intimidation check.
10.
My apologies. Adorable.
Cora sprints up about 15 feet, closer to the robot.
Hey, look, it's your little friends.
She kneels down, looks through the scope once again.
Come on, Cora, you got it.
13.
Cora's shot goes wide.
It's okay, just breathe. I've seen you kill a load more guys tougher than this guy. I believe in ya.
Cora takes a deep breath, aims, and fires again. 24.
The gun fires and impacts dead center on the robot. Roll damage.
11.
Finally. Thanks, CB.
Oh, I didn't do nothing. That was all you, kid. I think the real lesson here today is to always below my god.
The robot is flying towards you now with gigantic jet boots, and its fist has been pulled back in a punching motion. As it lunges forward, 5 torpedoes launch out of its wrist and shoot towards the whole group. Everybody roll a dex save. Reagan and Cora dive out of the way. CB takes 25 damage, and Bravus takes 26.
Aw, you like me.
Bravus's jetpack ignites, and he takes off, hovering a little bit, and takes another shot.
28.
The bullet rips through the robot. Now the thing looks like it's in shambles as it hurtles towards the earth and impacts into the cliffside, Bravus floating gently out of the way. The robot holds onto the cliff's edge with its 2 hands and begins to clamber up.
Reagan walks over to the edge of the cliff and fires down at the robot. 15.
The robot puts its hands in front of the laser, nullifying all the damage, and swipes Reagan aside. Reagan, make a dexterity save.
14.
Reagan flies 30 feet, but before she impacts in the snow,
Cora quickly presses a button on her wrist. She points in the direction of where Reagan is about to land, and a force field jets from her wrist right below Reagan, cushioning her fall.
she lands in the snow softly.
Oh. Thanks, Cora.
Cora presses a button on her gun, and it changes from a sniper to a shotgun. She takes aim and shoots twice. 20 and 21.
2 hits. Roll damage.
30 damage.
Describe it.
Cora approaches the robot's fingers, which are desperately holding onto the ledge. She takes aim straight at the hands and shoots.
Go to hell.
The robot lets go and plunges to its death.
As it falls, the droid tries to activate its flight system and accidentally speeds up its descent, causing it to explode on impact as it hits the ground below. Bravus calls down to Cora from his heightened position.
Well, emotional one. I didn't think you had it in ya. Thank you for the assist.
You're insufferable.
Cora walks away.
Oh, she likes me.
Bravus flies down to the wreckage to presumably go collect the transmitter. There's a moment of silence as the three catch their breath on the cliff's edge. Back inside the Emissary, Seven is leaning over the edge of one of the seats in the cockpit, and he seems extremely intoxicated.
I see what you're doing, Wallace. You didn't think I was silly enough, so you gave me the silly juice and made me so silly that I can't even walk like I'm... gravity's weird now.
What are you talking about?
Wallace! Wallace! You're so uptight and so stressed. Get silly with me.
Excuse me for one moment. I have just read all existing material on intoxication and mind-altering substances. Unfortunately, I do not have a body in which to put these numbing agents. I will have to synthesize an equivalent using the data I have at hand. I have just consumed all reality television that exists. I am slammered. I am slammer-jammered.
Wallace, let's try on all the clothes again.
That sounds like an excellent idea in my current state.
Cutting back outside, Bravus flies over the cliff's edge holding a big red box in his hands. He touches down just outside of the boss's office and gives it to Todd, who has walked outside to greet him, wearing a large dog muzzle-looking breathing mask.
Hey, I'll get this set up and plugged in. Nice to meet you guys. Good luck with whatever you're doing. Hey, love you.
Hey, love you too, Todd. So I'm gonna take care of that dreadnought that just came into space.
Looking up, you see the massive Plutonian ship is hanging miles and miles above the planet's surface.
Hey, but if you want to listen in, here's a little gadget I picked up.
He hands you a little box that looks like a radio, and then hits a button on the side of his ship, and a full, pristine dark matter engine lowers out of the hatch.
Now, I know, this is ours, but I'm just gonna go pick up a few up there, so... No stress, you guys take it. Consider it a memento of our time together. I know you're gonna miss me. Looking at you, CB.
Yeah, that's cheeseburgers to you, pal.
Ha ha! Perfect. I know what you're thinking. Wait, don't go. It happens every time. Sometimes I think there should be a disclaimer on my chest. Don't fall in love with me, but I'm a free spirit, just like Jambachivi. And in the great words of the wise man himself, I am a cowman. And on the metal cow I ride. And I'm wanted.
And with that, Bravus turns tail and walks back onto his ship, leaving the dark matter engine in the snow. The neon green engines flare to life, and the boss's office exits the atmosphere, heading directly towards the massive ship.
No, don't go. You forgot your guitar gun.
Reagan holds the bass guitar gun, presses the safety button, and the barrel retracts into the neck.
Reagan swings it behind her and motions to the new engine.
All right, let's get that on and let's get moving.
While you assemble that, I think I'm gonna go look at that bomb shelter.
What now?
Bomb shelter. Alright, bye.
Cora leaves.
All right, call us if you need anything. We should be up and running pretty quickly, if everything goes according to plan.
Distracted, Cora just waves a hand behind her and continues to walk.
CB trudges over and picks up the dark matter engine, but before heading back, falters and awkwardly shuffles his feet for a second.
Hey, look, I was just trying to make you jealous with that douchebag guy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I truly had no idea what else to do. And I couldn't stand the thought of losing one of the only two things that's ever brought me happiness.
And Reagan looks pointedly at CB.
Well, You know I love ya. So,
Love you too, Todd.
Cora reaches the bunker.
She examines the door for traps.
Roll a perception check.
6.
Nothing seems odd about the door, but there's a keypad in the side.
Cora tries the handle.
It opens.
She looks inside.
It's very, very dark.
Cora presses a button on her wrist. The disc from her shoulder detaches and turns on a light. She walks in.
It only takes about 3 or 4 feet before you see an ancient Galatian skeleton outstretched on the floor.
Cora looks at it blankly, no emotion crossing her eyes.
Roll an investigation check.
14.
You see that the skeleton is holding a little video screen.
Cora takes the video screen and presses play.
The device appears to be out of batteries, but you recognize the port and know that you have one on your ship to charge it.
Cora pockets the device and looks around.
All the surfaces are dusty and frozen. There are a few more Galatian remains across the floor, but everything else looks busted and ancient. Like a tomb.
Cora takes a piece of bone from one of the skeletons, pocketing it. She leaves.
Cora catches up to CB and Reagan. The emissary's doors open, and they hear a little bit of commotion coming from the cockpit.
Wallace, I want to ask you something, and please don't judge me. Why do you think we were both made?
Well, I know exactly why I was made. I was made to ease life aboard the ship and foster an atmosphere of comfort and familiarity. My man.
Yes, but what if that's not what you want to do? What does Wallace want?
What do I want? Oh my god.
Reagan, CB, and Cora enter the cockpit.
Oh, CB, good, you're back. I've had some thoughts about our conversation earlier. If you're having trouble telling the captain you're upset with her, you should try consuming alcohol or another mind-numbing substance. I have just consumed all reality television, and it has helped me greatly to bond with Overlord Zilch 7. Isn't that right, 7?
Wallace gave me skull crossbone silly juice.
Huh. You survived the deadliest neurotoxin I've been able to find during the entirety of my life's research. That thing can kill a planet.
Yes, but because of my update, I knew that it would get him drunk and not kill him.
But that thing wouldn't be in a Bulby database.
Yes, it was. It was part of my update. I'm the one who had the update, not you.
Suddenly, the speakers crackle to life. You see the little box Bravus Boss handed you has lit up, and you hear his bravado-y voice as he confronts his arch-nemesis.
Throspears Bravus Boss, I'm here for you.
Bravus Boss. I have waited an eon to see your insides splattered across the floors of my throne room.
Oh, Bravus Boss, your taste is always so gaudy.
My throne is adorned with the skulls of my enemies.
Yeah, cliche, buddy.
I will torture you until the end of time for what you have done.
Hey, tell me, where is Mrs. Throspear Bravus Boss?
You know very well where she is. You stole her from me.
Stole? No. I think I found her.
Plutonians, slaughter this scum.
Oh, I'm gonna need theme music.
The only man who is called the boss is shining like a star. He smashes through your trials, fools like glasses in a bar. The only man who is called the boss is soaring across the sky. You wanna push your luck, he'll fucking punch you in the eye. The last thing you see before you die is Bravus, the universal man. Bravus, there ain't no better hero than
Looks like you just got shot through the heart, and I'm to blame. Bravus Boss!
The PA system goes silent.
What a dick.
This has been a Hero Club production, produced by Nick Williams and George Primavera, with associate producers Marty Abby Schneider and Dylan McCullum. Voice acting by George Primavera, Nick Williams, Hannah Fagerbacke, Jasmine Chung, Benjamin Watts, Marty Abby Schneider, Dylan McCullum, and Carson Fagerbacke. Theme song written and performed by Zach Carlson, aka Famous Friend. Bravus Boss theme written and performed by Matthew McCullum. Special thanks to Kevin MacLeod and Henry Hall for their incredible music, Mage Hand Press for their genius D&D 5th edition homebrew, and Marty Abby Schneider for his amazing artwork. Thanks for listening, and welcome to the club.
12.
Just barely a success. First one's easy too, though.
What? There's more than one?
Oh yeah.
Keep that in.